Hi, my name is Francisco Nolasco. I'm conducting this interview for my ethnic studies course at Madera Community College, where we are learning about the experience of American minority groups. Do I have your permission to record this conversation and share with my professor?
Yes.
All right, let's start with the questions. First question is, where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Madera.
You just, all right, and how would you describe the neighborhood you grew up in?
Very suburban, just a lot of kids around my age. Not a lot of black people, just a lot of white people and Hispanic people. So kind of diverse a little bit.
How was school for you?
School, about the same thing. Not a lot of black people. A lot of whites and Hispanics. Most of the time, there's only a black kid in the class, but still pretty good. Everyone got along and stuff.
That's good, that's good. And what was school like for you? Yeah, what was school like for you? How were you treated? Like, did you notice any differences from the other kids? How they were treated compared to you?
No, I was treated equal. Just some kids, there's a couple bullies and stuff, but everyone got haters. So that's kind of how it is.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, like every school has a little bully here and there. And is the place you live now like the place you grew up, or why or not?
Yes, it's the same place I grew up. It's the same. Been growing up here since I was born.
That's good. That's good. And what did you do as a kid with your friends that lived around you?
So either play basketball with them, ride bikes around the neighborhood, or sometimes we'll play on the DSs and 3DSs and stuff. Or sometimes watch basketball, football games at their houses and stuff. Just sometimes play at their house and stuff.
All right, cool. And were there stores like nearby where you grew up, like that you would visit with your friends, or like go out and just like walk around?
There's a liquor store called Monty's. Me and my friends used to ride our bikes there. They'll get drinks or some candies and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's around the corner, right?
Yes.
Cool. And how did you and your families come to settle here in the Central Valley, and why?
Okay, so my parents moved from a small town called Crawford, Texas. So they moved. So first they moved to Los Angeles, and then they moved to Bakersfield. My dad got a job at the prison, and then my dad transferred to Bakersfield, Delano, and then he got an electronic position in Chowchilla, and they decided to move to Madera because it's more closer. And then just decided that LA was way more expensive and stuff, so they decided to move to Madera because it's way more affordable to live, and plus, if we would have stayed in LA, the houses were a lot of money and stuff, and probably would have been in the hood, so they were able to afford a house in Madera, and it was in a more suburban area and stuff, and no gangs and stuff, so very quiet neighborhood, and a lot of nice kids and stuff, and nice neighborhood, and just a better location to stay at.
That's cool. And regarding your ethnicity, how do you identify yourself?
African American.
African American? That's good. And what do you remember about when you learned about being African American? Like anything in school, any history? Like, do you remember anything?
Let's see. Most of the time in school they would talk about slavery, so they'll talk about how a lot of black people went through about slavery, about separation and stuff.
Yeah. Like the segregation?
Yes.
Yeah.
How black people getting treated differently because of the race and stuff, and there were slave owners and stuff, and they're being treated bad. Some people get hanged, or a lot of them got killed and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of antics back then where it's just like very questionable.
Yeah. And being called racial slurs and just not being treated with respect.
Of course. And what are your thoughts and feelings that you have about your ethnic group? Like, do you have some problems, some good points? And how do you personally feel about African Americans?
being African American, they do look at you different and stuff. You do get looks and stuff. People, well, my circumstances of being more middle class, they're very shocked that you can afford the same things as other races and stuff. So you do get looks and stuff, and people are shocked because of what type of cars you drive and how you dress and stuff. But try not to let that get to me and stuff. But I know for different other people that are in different circumstances, that are the same race, it's definitely way more than I do. So they probably have more hardships than I do. But try not to let that get me. Try to get that in my head and stuff. So I just let that be.
Yeah. Everybody with their own.
Yeah, everyone has their own situation and stuff. So you never know what the other person is going through. So.
Yeah, I get that. And what thoughts or feelings do you have about the dominant culture around you? For, in this case, Hispanics, because mainly in Madera, we're generally Hispanic around here, huh?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about Hispanics?
They're hard workers. They work together with families and stuff. They support each other and stuff, and just make sure everyone's taken care of. White people, like, I don't feel like a lot of them can like be like in the same room as them, like say be as a family and stuff. They'll always have problems and stuff. Families, they don't have problems. They just just everyone's happy and stuff, and they do things together and just live like a happy life and stuff.
Yeah.
Take care of each other, make sure everyone's good and happy.
Yeah. I see that. And do you have any thoughts about other minorities, such as minorities here in Madera or minorities in general?
Not really.
Not really? Nothing comes to mind?
No.
Alright. And what's the highest education you've gotten up to this point?
College.
College? And did you like college?
College good. So I'm trying to become an accountant, so taking classes to be an accountant right now.
That's good. And what's the highest education your parents got?
College also.
College as well?
Yeah, they got their. My dad got a degree in electronics, and my mom got a degree in nursing.
That's good. And I'm sorry, what is your current job?
Unemployed at the moment right now.
Unemployed? And what are the current jobs of your parents?
Well, my dad's retired and stuff right now, so he's been retired for 3 years right now.
Alright, that's good. And have you felt that you have experienced any barriers to employment?
No.
Alright. And have you encountered any recent or past problems that interfered with your daily activities at home, work, or school? Be it physical, mental health problems, legal difficulties, stressful working conditions, and risk behaviors?
No.
Okay.
No.
No? Okay. And have you dealt with these problems before, like at all? Nothing?
No problem.
And do you have access to regular Medicare?
Yes.
Yeah? That's good.
All the benefits and all that.
All the benefits? And do you use any cultural / traditional Medicare?
I don't think Kaiser's one.
I don't think so.
I say no.
Yeah, that's probably a no, honestly. And what do you think is missing from your community?
Our community?
Yeah. Like anything, like let's say like we throw like a big parade once in a while to celebrate cultures, nothing like that? Or do you think like everything seems...
It's more like you have like more like involved with like black people and stuff. I know there's not a lot of black people here, but I guess like probably more like
the Juneteenth.
Yeah, probably have like a ceremony for that.
Yeah, they had one at the courthouse.
Yeah.
They had one. I appeared, but like it was already hella late. They're already closing up. But they had a few stalls there. They had a few stalls there. I forgot they were doing something there. But Yeah. So, have you ever used any services such as Medicare for medical, mental health, legal, or economic services in an attempt to improve your life situation?
No.
No? And what services do you think should be offered that are not?
Services that I mean, all the services really have. They have like
Yeah,
good,
right.
good amount.
Yeah.
The only thing that needs to be added.
Yeah. And why wouldn't you consider like such services to like help you out? You think you're good on everything?
Um, they're in a blessed situation right
Yeah.
now. Really thankful to not have to use them because these people actually need them.
Yeah.
So whether them actually need it, they actually get to use those services.
Of course, of course. And what do you consider your primary language? Do you have difficulty learning or to read or write in English?
No.
Nah.
Mm-hmm. Fluent in all that.
That's good. That's good. And what illegal activities, if any, were present in the neighborhood where you grew up? Any illegal activities?
Mm-mm.
No. Clean neighborhood. That's good. And what employment opportunities were available to your parents or family in the neighborhood where you grew up?
Employment or jobs?
Yeah. Employment opportunities. So, like the job you mentioned earlier, like in Chowchilla, there were a lot of opportunities, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a job currently, but my parents, whenever they worked, my mom was a nurse at the prison and stuff, so she worked there for about like 15 or 16 years.
That's
and
good.
My dad, in Chowchilla, he was an electronic technician, and then a couple years ago, or before he retired, he got a new position at Water Resources. He was a hydroelectric technician, and then he worked there for 2 years, and then retired. And now he's been retired for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in July.
That's good. That's good. And do you have any immediate family members who are doctors, lawyers, or other professionals? What types of jobs have your family members had throughout their lives?
Okay. A lot of my aunts, they were teachers. I have a cousin. She actually has her doctor's in education. So she was like a superintendent before she retired. I have a couple cousins that are engineers. I have one that does drafting. Nurses. And a couple correctional officers and stuff.
That's good. That's good. And did anyone ever discourage or prevent you from pursuing academic or professional careers?
No, they encourage it. Nothing but the best.
That's good. That's good. And do you consider school easy or difficult for you?
I mean, sometimes like it's kind of like sometimes when it's kind of rough, but I wouldn't say easy. I mean, you gotta work for it. You gotta like study. You gotta do your work. You gotta put the work in. But I mean, once you do everything that you need to do, it does become easier.
Yeah, of course, of course. And have you ever had any personal experiences with racism?
I mean, a couple people like during school like be racist and stuff, but I ain't let that like put me down and stuff. I really just ignored it and stuff.
Of course, of course. Is it easy to ignore it?
Sometimes not. Sometimes you want to say something to them, but I mean, you might want to fight the person, but that's not going to fix the situation either. So you just let people talk and just keep on walking.
Exactly. Has discrimination ever interfered with your life? Like your work or your school performance? Relationships? No? That's good. That's good. And how do you deal with racism and discrimination? Like, what would you do to deal with it?
I mean, it depends on the person. For me, I don't really let people like talk or just whatever they say get to you. So
Yeah.
they talk. I just keep on walking. Just mind my own business. Cause you just never know what the other person's going through. So
Of course.
going through something else that you don't know about.
Of course. If the respondent doesn't, do you have do you or have you had a close relationship with someone from another ethnic or cultural group? Like, did your relationship slash friendship help you learn about more of their culture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hispanic friends learn a lot about their culture and stuff. And everything I didn't even know nothing about them. They come to the house and stuff, the different foods they make, and just how the family is.
Yeah.
The relationship with each other, and yeah.
That's good. And like, do you like participate, or do you feel like you belong or participate in any like social or other groups, like let's say sports, music, like student clubs? Like, do you participate in those?
No, I don't.
No.
No.
No. You don't like politics, nothing like that?
No, I'm not so much into politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
That makes sense. And then, are you active in any like social change clubs, like with like ethnicity, gender?
Nah.
No. And